התנערי מעפר קומי, לבשי בגדי תפארתך עמי, על יד בן ישי בית הלחמי, בואי קרובה אל נפשי גאלה.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Welcome to our Kabbalat Shabbat service, which is offered both in person here in our beautiful sanctuary and is streaming to homes all over the valley in our community. My beloved Zoe Francesca is unable to be here tonight and sends her blessings. I am delighted to welcome Shabbat with you here in the sanctuary and all of you at home. So we begin with a simple, lovely prayer welcoming Shabbat. Ma yafeh hayom, Shabbat Shalom. What a lovely day, this Shabbat of peace. Ma yafeh hayom, Shabbat Shalom. 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 Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. This week's Torah portion is Truma from Sefer Shemot, from the book of Exodus. It contains one of the most moving verses in the Torah. Moses hears God's request, as it were. Asuli mikdash v'shachanti b'tocham, which means, build me a sanctuary, and I will dwell in their midst. But in Hebrew, the word b'tocham can mean in their midst, and it can also mean within them. This second translation informs us that God cannot be contained within any physical space, but that God exists in the spaces between us, between people, and in the relationships we have with each other. The root of the word shachanti, which means dwells, comes from shachen, which means neighbor, and leads us to one of the most powerful names of God, Shekhinah, a decidedly feminine, deeply passionate and compassionate sense of the divine. Further, Shachanti b'tocham, dwells within them, also teaches us that God exists within each one of us. So much deep theology, so many profound insights about relationship, all in one compact and rich phrase. So tonight we will lift up this beautiful intention and celebrate the many ways that we are encouraged to celebrate the concept of sanctuary. Our celebration of the depth and meaning of this verse begins with a rendition by cantor Julia Cadrain at the Central Synagogue in Manhattan. Let's join in when we're invited to sing along with cantor Julie. The words are, Lord, prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true. With thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary for you. Again in Hebrew, Asuli mikdash v'shachanti b'tocham.
Will you be my refuge, my haven in the storm?
Oops. A slight false start. We're going to get Julia Cadrain up. There she is. Thank you, Mark. Amen. Amen. It's time to light our Shabbat candles. Shabbat is sometimes likened to a queen who visits our homes for 24 hours. The Shekhinah, the divine feminine. She brings beauty, joy, and radiance into our homes. We invite Larry Kandub, our Director of Spiritual Life, onto the bima to kindle the light of Shabbat. We're going to sing in the light first, Larry. Sing in the light, sing in the light, sing in the light of Shabbat. Shabbat Shalom. Sing in the light, sing in the light, sing in the light of Shabbat. Shabbat Shalom. If you're at home, I invite you to light, if you haven't already, your Shabbat candles. We invite you to rise if you're able, body or spirit, as we welcome Shabbat in with this simple, elegant act. We gather in the light symbolically. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom. On Shabbat, we call ourselves to awareness that the peace that one can feel can connect us to an inner aliveness, the inner place of wholeness and shalom. Shalom Aleichem, which you can find on page 12 in your Sidurim if you have a prayer book with you. Lets us consciously welcome the sweet energy of Shabbat, the sweetness that invites us to fully inhabit our inner mikdash, the sacred place within. Please join in. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Mahalachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Boachem leShalom, Malachei HaShalom, Mahalachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Baruchuni leShalom, Malachei HaShalom, Mahalachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Tzedchem leShalom, Malachei HaShalom, Mahalachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So, after Kabbalat Shabbat, this preface, we move into Ma'ariv, the evening service proper, the meditation for this Shabbat by Ruth Bryn. Please listen. She writes, I begin with a prayer of gratitude for all that is holy in my life. God needs no words, no English, no Hebrew, no semantics, and no services, but I need them. Through prayer, I can sense my own inner strength, my inner purpose, my inner joy, my capacity to love. As I reach upward in prayer, I sense those qualities in my Creator. To love God is to love each other, to work to make our lives better. To love God is to love the world God created and to work to perfect it. To love God is to love dreams of peace and joy that illumine all of us and to bring that vision to life. Amen. We turn to page 246, underneath the line for our intention, our kavanah, leading into the Baruch Hu. If you're able, please rise in body or spirit. As we bless the source of life, so we are blessed. As we bless the source of life, so we are blessed. And the blessing gives us strength and makes our visions clear. And the blessing gives us peace and the courage to dare. As we bless the source of life, so we are blessed. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMivorach. Baruch Adonai HaMivorach Le'olam Va'ed. Have a seat. These words from this Torah portion, make me a sanctuary and I will dwell within you, have inspired so many beautiful prayers. The music for this next piece was written by the late, great contemporary liturgist Debbie Friedman and is sung by cantors Zoe Jacobs, Tamara Wolfson, and Sarah Grabiner.
ושכנתי
Amen. So we sing the first line of our prayer, Ma'ariv Aravim. Again, if you have a Siddur, it's on page 59. This is our tefillah that welcomes the evening and invites us to embrace the wonder of the rhythm of our lives. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim. Bless Shekhinah, who spins day into dusk, with wisdom watches the dawn gates open. With understanding lets time and seasons come and go. With awe perceives the stars in lawful orbit. Morning dawns, evening darkens, darkness and light yielding one to the other, yet each distinguished and unique. Marvel at life. Strive to know its ways. Seek wisdom and truth, the gateways to life's mysteries. Wondrous indeed is the evening twilight. El chai v'kayam tamid yimloch aleinu le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai ha'ma'ariv aravim. We offer a kavanah for the Shema. Kol yom lefanecha. Every day I stand before you. Kol yom lefanecha. Kol yom lefanecha. Kol yom lefanecha. Kol yom every day with me. Kol yom, you are always with me. Kol yom, every day with me. Kol yom, kol yom, kol yom, kol yom, kol yom lefanecha. Kol yom lefanecha. Kol yom lefanecha. Kol yom, kol yom, kol yom, kol yom. The Shema and Behafta can be found on page 65 in our Sidurim. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malechuto Leolam Vaed. V'yavta et Adonai Elohecha bechol levavcha uvechol nafshecha ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. For this time of Amidah, our silent prayer, our time for turning inwards, we offer another meditation on these powerful words. Ve'asuli mikdash v'shachanti b'tocham. The translation offered in this prayer says, make sacred space for me to love, and I will be with you. There's no video for this piece, so if you're comfortable, you might want to close your eyes. Let this prayer wash over you. It's a prayer by Libana. Where do we find sanctuary in our lives? In my experience, finding sanctuary is a spiritual experience. Some people find this sense of sanctuary out in nature, whether they're walking or hiking, biking or gardening. Some people find it in the stillness and in silence. This is what meditation is all about. Finding sanctuary within. Sanctuary from anxiety, from problems, obstacles, a way to quiet the mind and breathe more deeply into life. I think it's important to consider this question of where we find sanctuary and make it a point, a thoughtful intention to seek this sanctuary during this time of uncertainty and disquiet. And I think it's important to help our children and our parents and other loved ones and friends to discern where they find sanctuary and encourage them to consciously spend time in these places, activities where we can rest and regenerate. Ideally, prayer is a place of sanctuary, a place where we can simply be, allow ourselves to be, to sing out, to join others in ancient and modern meditations, and feel the renewal in letting go of whatever tension and angst that the week has brought us. This is at the center of what it means to celebrate Shabbat. It is a letting down, a letting go of, a connection to our most important and sustaining blessings. Whether we do it for an hour, an evening or afternoon, or a full 24 hours. The Torah teaches us that even life's peak experiences can leave us feeling empty and yearning for sanctuary. Even after we had the transcendent experience of revelation at Sinai, under pressure and concerns about continuity of leadership, we quickly regressed into tight spaces, unmet needs, distractions, and closed hearts. And so we were invited then, as we are invited now, to listen to the voice within that says, "Make for me a holy place so I can dwell inside of you." If we think God is out there somewhere, we will sometimes feel ourselves feeling alone, disconnected, maybe even alienated and estranged from life. However, when we make a place for God to dwell in our lives, then we will never find ourselves trapped in the illusion of aloneness, of separateness. As my friend and colleague Rabbi Shefa Gold says, it is possible to stay connected to God at all times, in all places, even as we engage in the life of the world. God will be available and accessible to us in the innermost chamber of the heart, and in the inner dimension of all creation. Thank you, Shefa. This Torah portion reminds us that we are meant to make our lives into a Mishkan, a dwelling place for the divine presence. That's what spiritual practice is all about. So what are the spiritual practices we're incorporating into our lives that help us stay connected to this deep and abiding truth? How much of our day is spent being fully present? The more we show up, really bring who we are to every moment we can, the more we make a place for God to dwell within us. How much of our time is spent with wholeheartedness? If our truthful answer is not as much as I would like or not enough, we can do something about this. We can surround ourselves with people who seek this openness, this awareness of the need to draw the spirit of life into our daily experience. We can engage in activities that call us into the fullness of our most genuine selves. No one else can tell us what that might be. But what a lovely question to hold. What a wonderful thing to dialogue with people we love and trust, to dialogue with them about this. It is up to us. Freedom, real freedom, is available to us. Asuli mikdash v'shachanti betocham. Let us make our lives a pursuit of building our own unique, beautiful, and breathtaking sanctuary within, and we will be nourished by the breath of all life. I would like to close this Devar with an inspiring song about sanctuary that was written and sung by the contemporary artist Carrie Newcomer. Please listen.
Will you be my refuge, my haven in the storm? Will you keep the embers warm when my fire's all but gone? Will you remember and bring me sprigs of rosemary? Be my sanctuary till I can carry on, carry on. Carry on. This one knocked me to the ground. This one dropped me to my knees. I should have seen it coming, but it surprised me. Will you be my refuge, my haven in the storm? Will you keep the embers warm when my fire's all but gone? Will you remember and bring me sprigs of rosemary? Be my sanctuary till I can carry on, carry on, carry on. In a state of true believers, on streets called us and them, it's gonna take some time till the world feels safe again. Will you be my refuge, my haven in the storm? Will you keep the embers warm when my fire's all but gone? Will you remember and bring me sprigs of rosemary? Be my sanctuary till I can carry on, carry on, carry on. rest here in Brown Chapel or with a circle of friends, a quiet grove of trees or between two bookends. Will you be my refuge, my haven in the storm? Will you keep the embers warm when my fire's all but gone? Will you remember and bring me sprigs of rosemary? Be my sanctuary till I can carry on, carry on, carry on, carry on.
We can be that for each other. It's what community is all about. Ken Yehi Ratzon, so may it be. Amen. We now invite you to visualize the loved ones and friends who are in need of a prayer of healing right now. Again, if you're on Facebook or YouTube, you can write in the names of the loved ones, or you can, in either case, you're encouraged to speak their names aloud in just a moment. God of compassion, source of healing, God who blessed our ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah, we pray to you on behalf of and Tanya James, Bill Fisher, Dave Messing, Cindy Watkin, Judy Levin, Malka Bat Herschel Naomi, Bob Arnold, Andy Orgel, Bryce Kelly, Harvey Finkel, Herb Holden, Otto Jagoda, Aaron Ben Yerucham HaKohen, Mildred Bernstein, Binyamin Leibush, Chaim Ben Mordechai Tzvi, Jason Moss, James Seagal, Bonnie Adelson, Shira Bat Chaim Mordechai Valiba Devora, Cheryl Adler, Shira Bat Chaim Verut, Judy Hesser, Michael Ben Bela Yosef Chaim, Charlotte Markowitz, Robert Glazier, Lorette Abrams, David Ben David Vedina, David Ben Esther V'Aryeh, Naama Levana Bat Avraham V'Sara, Savion Plum, Judith Damboic, Marco Gabriel Ghetto, Naftali Ben Yidel V'Shifra, Beth Siegel, Chaya Sarah Mina Bat Rivka Bela, Bila Bat Eliyahu V'Chaya, Harab Miriam Yael Chaya Bat Sarah, Tzipor Rachel Bat Esther V'Aryeh, Debbie Furman, Binyamin Nachshon Ben Esther V'Aryeh, Stephen Butter. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, healing of body and healing of spirit. And please, dear God, Give strength to those who lovingly provide them with care. And we say together, Amen. Amen. Anna Ilna Refana La Anna Ilna Refana La Anna Ilna Refana La Anna Ilna Refana La. Sarah Goldstein's sister-in-law, Debbie Goldstein, Zichrono Livracha, may her memory be a blessing, died this past Wednesday. Sarah is traveling to Kentucky for the funeral on Monday. We hold Sarah and her family in our prayers. The Yortzeit observances for this week include Molly Feldstein, mother of Bert Feldstein, Natalie Brownstein, mother of Lynn Gross, Beatrice Myers, mother of Fran Patterson, Alan Creighton, father of Robin Mises, Marilyn Ehrlich, mother of Scott Ehrlich, and Rosalie Lawrence, wife of Brad Lawrence. All those who are in the first year of mourning the loss of a close loved one are invited to rise to honor their memories. Anyone observing a Yortzeit is also invited to join them as we stand on our feet to remember these loved ones and continue the process of turning memory into blessing. Anyone else who feels the need to rise to say the Mourner's Kaddish is invited to do so. The Kaddish tome, the Mourner's Kaddish, is on page 131 if your prayer book is at hand. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shmei Rabbah. Bi'alma divra chirutei v'amlich malchutei. B'chayechon uvyomechon uvchayei dechol beit Yisrael. Ba'agala uvizman kariv v'imru. Amen. Yehe shmei Rabbah mevarach la'olam u'li'olmei olmaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shemei dekudisha richu. Le'ela min kol berchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran bi'alma v'imru. Amen. Yehe shlama Rabbah min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Oseh shalom bimromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru. Amen. Zecher, zecher, zecher. Tzadeket livracha, livracha. May, their memories bless our days, bless our days. Tomorrow morning, Saturday, February 5th at 11 a.m., we have our weekly Torah study on Zoom. See the happenings for login information. Zoe and I are offering another grief support group for those who have lost parents or a parental figure. It doesn't matter when the loss occurred. If you feel there's more grief to process, you're invited to join this group. Group will begin on Wednesday, March 9th for 7 consecutive weekly sessions and is open to Beth Chaim members free of charge. It is open to people outside the community for a charge. If you're interested in participating in the group, please email Heidi to register. If you have any questions, you can speak to either Zoe or myself. I want to briefly address what a number of people in our community have encountered this past week. I want to address the anti-Semitic flyers that have been appearing in a number of different neighborhoods in Danville. We are in communication with the Danville Chief of Police and the Anti-Defamation League about this disturbing material that is showing up around our own homes. If you haven't seen some of these disgusting flyers, they address different aspects of hatred of Jews. Some are Holocaust denier claims. Others connect Jews to COVID in a bizarre and twisted logic. It is ugly, and it is not clear who is disseminating this noxious hate screed. I will be addressing this more fully in my vlog on Tuesday, and hopefully by then I will have more substantive things to say about this. We must see these pathetic attempts to spread hatred and instill fear for what they are. And we must not allow ourselves to retreat into fear and distrust. I have received calls from other faith community leaders asking what they can do to help. There have been so many encouraging responses on community message boards. People, faith community leaders, people of faith, people with no faith have spoken up to stand with our community as all people of conscience should do. Please remember that in our tradition we say that when things occur like this, that God is in the response. We have so many friends and allies who are appalled by these developments and are prepared to stand with us against any expressions of hate. If you come upon any of this kind of material, please take a picture of it if you can. Note where you found it and send me a copy. It will be relayed to the police. This is just another difficult expression of the place we're all in, people feeling the need to tap into hate. Please take care. Please. So this time was decidedly not what we call Shabbostic material, but it needed to be spoken. But now we return to the sweetness of Shabbat, to the nourishment of Shabbat, to the taste of Shabbat, the wine and the challah. So if you have some wine, please rise, or lift your cups, your Kiddush cups. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Amen. L'chaim, l'chaim, l'chaim. We have our challah. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz Amen. We conclude our Shabbat Tefillah with an animated piece by our friends from Bim Bam. It's a song written and sung by Alicia Jo Rabin. It's a beautiful voice, new voice in contemporary Jewish liturgy and song. And it honors a powerful verse related to the building of the Mishkan, the portable sanctuary in the desert. In the Torah, God calls upon Chacham Lev, on wise-hearted men and wise-hearted women to bring their gifts that their hearts compel them to bring to create sacred space in the wilderness. Please watch and listen to this sweet prayer.
Wise-hearted men, wise-hearted women, bring what you can, silver and linen, wool of crimson and of blue, and the bodies I gave you. Build me a tent that I can dwell in, incense and oil and precious stones. And when you walk, I'll walk beside you, and where you live will be my home. Guide them well, build me a place to dwell, make me a lamp with 7 branches from a single piece of gold, 7 arms like almond blossoms, from their petals fire will glow. Make me an altar of acacia, on the corners place 4 rings. Make me a pair of golden angels to guard my words beneath their wings. Oh, holy hour, fill them with love, make me a place to live. Melt down your copper mirrors to make a sacred bowl, and fill it up with holy water to wash your bodies and your souls. Weave me a cloth with angels' faces, just as fine as thread can sew. And when I see how they surround me, I will know that I am home. Wise-hearted men, wise-hearted women, bring what you can, silver and linen.
Sweet. Have a blessed Shabbat.